Can you summarize your thoughts on what occurred yesterday?
Whew, that's difficult. I mean, you use the word disastrous. I don't know. I don't know if that is the appropriate word because I think it's worse than disastrous. I mean, I mean, you could go back to 1912 when the Titanic sank and everybody thought the Titanic, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It is embarrassing. It's the worst thing I've seen now with West Indies cricket. But you know what? It's a disaster that has been happening. And when I say happening, it was manifesting itself over the years. Let me first say I knew we would have lost all three test matches against Australia. I said that openly that I don't expect to win any games. But geez, not 27. I figured okay, even if they get to 95, 75, 100, I mean, at least show some kind of determination. At naught for three and then 5 for 3, I thought the rest of the batsmen would say, okay, here what? Let us just put our heads down. Let us just stay in the wicket. Stay. So even if we don't score no runs, it's irrelevant. Let us stay, wear these bowlers down, get the, and even if we get single by single, and I thought they would have taken an example out of the heart and the fight and the courage and the determination that the Indian cricketers showed against England when all seemed lost, and poor Bumrah and Siraj brought them back on the brink of victory, 22 runs. When at one stage there were 90 runs when I think Bumrah came. And I am just looking to compare that kind of fight with what these guys showed yesterday. Now let me go further and say I don't blame the players. The administration has let West Indies cricket down. All the boards, cricket West Indies, because they have done nothing over the years. Look at our 4-day cricket. I mean, you're playing 2 games and you rest for 2 weeks. You play 2 games and what sort of cricket is that? We need 4-day sustained cricket. We need red ball cricket. I've been saying that over and over and over. Look here in Trinidad, everybody know T20 cricket, T20 and then T10. And a set of nonsense. And nobody's studying red ball cricket. And we getting our tails beaten left, right, and center. And I mean, it is disastrous. Listen, the poor players, I feel for them. My only criticism of them is that yesterday, when the chips were really down, they should have shown more fight. But you know what? Maybe they're just not good enough. Maybe, I don't know. But, cricket West Indies, I mean, look, it's just a disaster. We have to start over. We need to rebuild from the bottom. We need to look at all our board structures. We need to understand what our boards are doing to develop cricketers, etc. And the cricket West Indies, they just can't sit back. They're just sitting back and say, okay, do your thing now, do your thing. And what, they're doing nothing of red ball cricket. Because you know what? Everybody's talking about T20 and 50 over cricket. And in the red ball version, we getting embarrassed day by day. And you know what? I hear people talking about when ICC want to introduce a tier 2 divisions. Well, you know what? We could very well in the tier 2 division. We're going to play in Nepal and Kenya and all these Papua New Guinea. So don't quarrel and don't complain. But Cricket West Indies and the rest of the administrators get us there.
Mr. Murray, the president of Cricket West Indies, Dr. Kishore Shallow, released a statement this morning stating the despair and the horror that occurred. And he mentioned that it's in the rebuilding phase and CWI continues to steadily invest in younger players. Do you think that is just lip service he's paying to West Indies cricket and West Indies supporters?
Lip service, that big mouth service, that is nonsense. How you could be rebuilding and you pick a 33-year-old captain, you pick a 34-year-old vice captain. Look at you bring back Campbell, 34 years old. You stick with Braffett, right? Where is the young people? You're bringing Louis, you're bringing Anderson, but when you bring them in and at a stage where things bad. No young player want to come into a losing team and things like that. Where are the young fellas? You come back with hope. I mean, it's disastrous. Why you didn't look for a young captain? What happened to Athanaze? You just discard Athanaze out. What? Don't ask me about the silver. What about Django? But you know what? If I frighten to call those names, because they will say, well, you know, you're a Trinidadian. But they must have a good young Imlak. Give him a chance. Give the young fellas a chance. Let me tell you something. If you give a lot of them younger fellas a chance, like the Silvers and maybe Django and Imlak, I don't think they would have succumbed like that. I could be wrong. Maybe we would have made 15. I don't know. But don't give me this thing about you're rebuilding. How you rebuilding? How you rebuilding? You name a 34-year-old captain or a 33-year-old captain and a 34-year-old vice captain, and you want to tell me you're rebuilding? So when the two of them go, as who you putting as captain? Another 34-year-old? Look,
And
sorry, you're getting me a little emotional, and I don't like to get emotional.
I
And let me
understand.
cool myself.
I understand, Mr. Murray. And my final question for you is, do you think the coaching staff is competent enough to coach red ball cricket in the Caribbean?
No, they're not. And we, again, you see, we have this thing about treat our own or give it to our own. And I have no problem with that if you're capable. Okay? If you're capable. But England, don't they have a New Zealander coaching them? You know, and maybe, and I haven't done this homework. I know of England because it's happening now. I know India have an Indian coaching them. But my point is, whether it's West Indian, English, Australian, whatever, you need to get the best. At this point in time, Cricket West Indies need to get who they feel, in their opinion, by resumes and by whatever performance they have done over the years in red ball cricket, to bring them on board. We need help. The players need help. And at the moment, we just don't have the qualified enough coaches to do that. We have to go outside. If there's nobody in the region to do it, and honestly, I'm not seeing anybody at the moment. I could be wrong, and I apologize. If there's anybody in the region that is capable of coaching the red ball team, fine. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Go outside and find somebody, whether he's from New Zealand, Zimbabwe, or Yoho. If he's capable enough, bring him in. We need help. The players need help. And that is the only way we could move forward with the coaching of these young fellas.